Oh my. Well, let's get some people on here, shall we? Hi. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's TV's Frank Warren. Let me turn down the music. Hi.
By the way, that was the
Frank.
best music you've picked for this whole thing.
Thank
And
you.
I listened to a lot of it waiting for you to get on here.
Well, I was, I've got guests in the house.
Oh, that's exciting.
We were excited, very, very grateful to be joined by TV's Amy Huggins tonight.
Oh, there.
Came
I
over.
thought you were somewhere else.
No, we're here at home.
That's great.
So well, that was a series of baseball. Congratulations to the Dodgers. Congratulations to the Padres on a great season.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to the Padre offense over the last 2.5 games. Like it's been 20 something innings since they scored a run. Dodger pitching is not that good. So
I know, right?
I think it's a combination 50-50.
Yeah.
Like the going in.
Dodger pitching showed up and they looked great last night, Thursday night. Just making pitches, matters. And I think Roberts had the right idea Thursday night into not letting any Padre get into any rhythm by seeing a guy twice. And then, tonight was worse, I think, because they did see him, saw Yamamoto enough that they should have been able to connect. And they didn't strike out, but they just couldn't get a break and couldn't make anything happen either.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough one for Padre bats tonight and last night. Now, last game, I understand we didn't get a chance to talk much about Game 4. I was off seeing Wednesday's Game 4. I was off at Lawrence here at the Wiltern Theater in Los Angeles. Great band, highly recommended. Wished we could have chatted because that game, you certainly understand the imperative for every, when your back is against the wall, you gotta, get everything, everything, you gotta, you're locked in, pretty much. And the offense came through for the Dodgers, and the pitching was solid. I thought the day off would hurt the Dodgers a little, and that we would be back to kind of a even Stevens to start this game, and every now and again you get a home run from Kike Hernandez.
Yeah, well, when it matters, it's really yes.
Some guys earn the reputation and don't deserve it. That guy has earned the reputation and deserves it for being critical in the postseason. And so I don't know what to say other than yay for the Hernandi. The Hernandi did pretty good tonight for Team LA. And
certainly kept up the the Dodger tradition of maturity and not so showboaty by just letting out a big F-bomb on national TV right there. So
that was Kike.
Way to go. Yeah, that was Kike.
Well, he was excited.
I mean, it doesn't bother me.
The boy was exciting.
He was
excited. Getting caught up on
but I know
chat.
I'm going to hear about it now.
You're not going to hear it. Not from me, certainly.
Not from you.
Let's see. Who else is in? Scott Larson here for the postmortem. Thank you,
Hello, Scott Larson.
We appreciate it. Dawn Rosnowski in with her Dodger logo in her thing. Great game. It was a great game. It was a good game of baseball.
Dawn's a real fan. Dawn pays attention to things.
Yeah, it was definitely a good game of baseball. Oh, the Hernandi coordination. Yes, John Freeman. There was definitely the Dodgers had their Hernandi in whatever it was today.
Yeah.
The Hernandi were in alignment. But still,
hey, Steve Gardner's here. Wow, where was everybody in the early shows when
these are fair weather Dodger fans. Who knows?
No, these are not fair weather Dodger fans.
Steve Gardner, we are live.
Steve Gardner is not a fair weather Dodger fan.
No, and who would even call him such a thing? Not me, certainly.
Steve Gardner was not here to root on the Dodgers.
Yeah, he's here for the comedy, for the content, if you will.
I can't keep track of all these.
Oh, is that too much?
Yeah, the weird Kiki bump. Let's talk about the cup touch thing. It's the celly is weird enough, but fine. But the cup bump thing that that did seem to catch a lot of people's attention. I got a few texts from people I haven't heard from in a while. Neil Losi actually texted. I don't hear anything from Neil unless it's music related once a year. And even Neil said, "Did they just like bump cups?" And I'm like, I think they did.
They might have, and God bless them. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
The celebration. It was funny. Amy was asking me tonight, what is all the whack and the whack and the whack? I encourage you to go check out the Dodgers shortstop Rojas has a breakdown of all the dances and all the moves. They're actually based on athletic training moves. I think the hip lock at first base, which is something he says he got from the strength and conditioning coach. They do, and then the Freddie at second, ending in a hip lock. At third, they had all these little things. So it was
which athletic training exercise is the Shohei jerk off when he gets to second? Which one is that?
I'm not. You know what? They did not show me that. So
you've not seen that?
The Shohei
flacking his thing with the batting gloves at second. Somebody go find that and post it. I don't know how to post on
send
the
a link.
Show thing.
Send a link.
I'll send you a link. It's out there.
This is an all ages vidcast, as there are two very impressionable young children watching just in the room over my shoulder. But
that's why I was trying to be selective.
Yes.
Steve Gardner wrote the P word, not me.
The chat getting a little spicy tonight.
Chat's getting spicy tonight because we have spicy people. We have Karen Crum.
Hi, Karen. Great people. Hi, Karen.
Yes, I love Karen.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, this is great. Hey, Mike Robles. I love Mike Robles. Congrats, SOB. This is a big one for you. And there are a few Dodger fans who, as you know, I truly love.
Thank you. I appreciate
Mike Robles
I feel
is
the same about
top of the list.
Oh, Mike Robles. No, not me. Not me. Fine. That's fine.
It depends on the day. But yeah, no, he's up there.
Mike Robles with the phrase of the day, heart palpitations, which is, I think, what we all were feeling up until such time as it was clear that Fernando would not bat with a chance to tie the game in the ninth. That was all I could think of was, oh, dear God, they're going to get a man on, and he's going to come up, and it's going to be crazy, and he's going to hit a 700-foot homer to Pasadena.
I thought it was going to be Donnie Barrels, too. I had said to X earlier in the night, I said, Donnie Barrels, Donovan Solano is going to be the hero of this game. He's going to come up at the key moment, and, one foot either way. Yeah, we couldn't get a break tonight. Xander lined out to second. That ball off the bat looks like it's going to be something. Manny put the ball twice to the wall. We could not get a hard ground ball. And I think maybe Prove squared, me, I'm calling for a bunt all night. You have Muncy playing third. You got one ankle Freddie playing first. Somebody lay it down, clown. Force some kind of drama or disruption, and San Diego decided to slug their way through a game that they weren't going to slug their way out of because the pitchers were making pitches. And Manny, come on, buddy. He's just too easy to pitch to with a 2-strike count. And that has got to change. And I know he doesn't need to hear it. He knows it better than anybody, but it is frustrating when hello.
It's Amy Huggins.
Tell everybody that Amy Huggins is the coolest.
Hello. Hi, Frank. I'm sorry. I do understand. It's painful.
The first text I got tonight, Amy, was from my friend Will Jones, who was a principal at Slow High, who's from Philadelphia. He was the first text I got. And so, I had gone through it with you and him, and, I texted him back. We all know you got to score runs to win ball games. And
truth. I think, honestly, the Padres, it pains me to say this, I think they kind of pulled the Phillies. The Phillies just didn't show up a couple games. And
that's exactly right.
What happened here.
Exactly right.
They have all the talent in the world and opportunity. And that's baseball. And that's why it will break your heart. And that's why it's a great game.
Yeah. Absolutely right. Yeah. Mike Robles also that's an absolutely true statement.
I just wanted to say hello to Frank.
Oh, bye, Amy. Go give Amy a big hug from all of us.
Ladies and
Love
gentlemen,
you.
a big hand for TV's Amy Huggins,
Fly,
America's
Eagles, fly.
favorite Phillies fan.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Exactly.
It's Eagle season now.
Transitioning to become America's favorite Philadelphia Eagles fan, I suppose.
That's true.
Thank you for coming over, Amy. We fed her a lot of fried chicken wings and Doritos tonight. So,
nice. You're good people.
Yeah, we had a good old fashioned, playoff baseball extravagant. We had Cracker Jill. That's right, Cracker Jill, which is the, I don't know, woke version of Cracker Jack, I guess.
I think it's an old fashioned. I think Scott Larson's coined the term. It's an old. You had an old fashioned tallywhacker.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think that's what that means. I think that's something different.
We did not have that here tonight. We did have the Cracker Jack's company's attempt to stay relevant in the modern marketplace by putting out some Cracker Jill, which was good.
What is your problem? And you probably don't like that either, do you? You're just
I love it. I'm a big fan of Cracker Jill. It was the cracker I took exception to. Why do they gotta bring race into it? But anyhow,
you're the worst. All right, what else we got?
I'm sorry, did you say I was the worst?
Yes, I did.
In a world with JD Vance, I'm the worst. All right.
You're close.
So listen, here's what I'd like to ask you now. You are a well-known at the beginning of the season, of the baseball season, for an annual letter to the Padres, sometimes written in Korean, sometimes written in.
Well, this year they were playing in Korea. I thought it would help.
Yes, it did. Apparently, they didn't translate it. If you, and I don't know if it's an equal tradition at the end of the season.
There have been end of the season letters. Yeah.
Can you give us a little preview of what to expect in your end of the season Padres analysis and gratitude writing?
I hadn't really thought about that. Well, one, this was a really fun year for Padre baseball because last year was so disappointing. So the balance of the two, we had the death of our very popular owner, Peter Seidler, right before the season. So there was a little bit of a rallying cry there. There was some, the Profar story is amazing. Here's a guy who's about to, make his way back to the islands and not play baseball again, and he says, hey, I'll play for minimum, and he becomes second highest on base percentage in the National League, all-star. He's great. Fernando goes out hurt, comes back strong. Yu goes out hurt. Look at Yu Darvish tonight. That's an incredible pitching performance, right? So there's so many good stories that I think overshadow Jackson Merrill. That is a massive story. And now, right now, I don't know that I would write much more than just like we have to find some way of keeping that momentum going. I don't think it's about the fans. I mean, the sellouts were there. The Tuesday, Wednesday night sellouts were there. These were massive crowds. So the energy's there. That's not it. There's really not a whole lot more they have to change. I think the thing I'm most excited about is no one is paying attention to this because there's no real like diehard Padre fans I can see on here yet. But diehard Padre fans were completely paying attention to the fact that they found their Gold Glove first baseman this week. Luis Ariz played like for a guy who's not played first base.
What?
It's like where has that defense been? So those are good things, and we'll have Ariz. We've got some of these guys locked up for a while. I don't make any excuses on the pitching staff. I don't think losing Joe Musgrove made a huge difference. I think Padre fans will think it did because we didn't have that other, arm for the rotation, and Cease had to go back out with 4 days rest. I thought Cease was fine. I would have probably left him in another inning just to see what could happen. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a pretty positive letter if that one is to be written. There's no one I'm wanting to get rid of,
No, of course.
It's not like a year at the end where I'm saying like, and please don't, everyone welcome back except you, Eric Hosmer, who by the way has turned out to be like, he was so maligned and hated when he left, and he was so pissed when he got traded out. And now he's got this podcast, and he is so pro Padre and pro Manny, and he'll take on anyone. So like he's had this like rebirth as a Padre favorite, but everyone is really clear, like, no, we don't want you here or to play,
right,
or to actually talk about like vaccines or anything. We just want you to go away and talk about Padre baseball.
Yeah. I don't need a lot of vaccine talk from athletes, just as a general
rule.
The
other big Padre fan that some of the guys that are and people who are watching, I'm trying to see who all's here. Mostly the guys that I'm mentioning.
Drop a note in the chat. People drop a note
the Giant
in the chat.
fans will also love that Flannery has come back to being pro Padre. He was, and he's always been pro Giant. It's not like he's anti Giant. He was not pro Padre for a while, and I think this new era of ownership and management has brought him back into the fold. Got to see him with the 84 team. Got to see him sing the national anthem this year. That was very cool. That was a highlight of my year.
Nice. What about the batting? Now, give me your short answer on how a team that talented goes 24 innings without scoring a run. Like, did they just run into an insanely hot pitching staff and got hit into a little bad luck? I noticed you mentioned tonight a couple balls got hit hard, but right at people, or just didn't find the line, or
only
whatever.
A couple things barreled. We had a bunch of things that just things that came up short. They were just getting ahead of. That's good pitching. I think tonight, there was a couple ball fours that got hacked at. Again, you look back, this is not a team that strikes out. They either put the ball in play or they walk. So I don't really know. I think they just there was some swing and misses that don't normally swing and miss.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, I got to say goodbye and thank you to Scott Larson, who's got to bounce. If we can find a way to, I would. I love Scott Larson.
He walked home from his dad's house, and he's got to prepare for a weekend camping trip in Yellowstone. Oh my goodness, the tough life of a weekend camping trip in Yellowstone. Don't get eaten by wolves.
Or bear.
Or a bear. And also, those geysers are hot, so be careful.
Oh, are they hot? No. Or they just like hot, like, hey, it's hot, travel tip? Geysers.
Yeah. I got something for you. Ready? What do the 2024 Padres and Matt Holliday have in common?
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, they both never touched the plate. That's Padre comedy, anti-Padre. I knew you would appreciate it. That's the only reason.
That's actually okay. I'll give you that one.
Yes, exactly. And so let's may we look ahead? May we?
Yeah, let's. Yes. Tell me what you have in store for us. In who are you playing? The Mets. Oh, this will be fun.
Yeah. Listen, my oldest daughter's basketball season begins Sunday at 4, so I'm gonna not even watch. I'm gonna be very busy, dealing with Mackie, and her her basketball-liciousness. And then maybe we'll tune in after, see what happens. No, of course we'll watch. We'll keep an eye on it. And then in terms of the Mets, this is one of those great examples. Now here's it was funny that during the promos for all of the current playoff series, you kept hearing how the Padres were baseball's best team in the second half, the best team in baseball since the All-Star break or whatever.
Yeah.
And the Mets were the best team in baseball since May.
Yes.
Like if you did two different windows, you could get two different answers, and I thought that was nice. So are the Mets hot? Yes. Are they as good as the Padres? Maybe. I'm more afraid of the Padres than I am of the Mets. Certainly, looking at the thing, and would I be more afraid of Philadelphia? Certainly, they have more clutch experience, more World Series and playoff experience. But there's something about when you go to play a team of destiny, and you got to be real careful. And I still don't know, obviously the pitching is still pretty shredded. And I don't know how many times Dave Roberts can, throw, sure, we'll get Jack Flaherty out there for game 1 and then game 2. Walker Buehler, I guess, and see how it goes. It didn't go so great the other night. Maybe it'll go better. And then game 3 is Johnny Allstaff again. So it's the pitching does not get better for the Dodgers. It's not like Kershaw's going to come back or something.
I'll say this, and because this thing will live on in some sort of weird perpetuity, but I'm not. We've established. I don't think highly of Dave Roberts in many ways. I think he actually is the MVP of this series for how
former Padre Dave Roberts.
Yeah, we went to a game one time, and before the game, Dave Roberts gets on the microphone and he's like, "Hey everybody, it's Dave. Hope you'll stay after the game and join me. And we're doing a big prayer circle on the infield."
Did he really?
And then the game ended, and we lost, of course, right? And there's Dave out calling together all the people so that they could pray on the field.
Which explains why the number one treatment for Kershaw's arm this year was a laying on of hands. And I don't think that's the right way to approach that kind of injury. But
I think Dave was the MVP of the series. I think the management of that bullpen game on Wednesday was brilliant, because I've watched people try bullpen games throughout last few seasons, and they run guys too long, they run them for multiple innings, 2 innings here and there. Dave went on this like 3 to 4 out run and kept the Padres completely off. And I think it spilt over. I think they took so much mojo out of them that none of them felt as confident at the plate, which sucks. But I think that's brilliant. That I think was a big factor.
The Dodgers had a lefty at the beginning of the year called Kyle Yarborough, something Yarborough, Ryan Yarborough. Was it Ryan Yarborough?
Sorry, I know it. You're trying to make an important point, but Robles is
okay, guys. I have to walk to
brilliant.
Scott's house so I can go camping in Yellowstone.
No, you have to walk to Scott's dad's house. That's the joke.
Thanks. You don't need to put a rewrite on the comedy.
Yeah, no, give it a rewrite. Oh, wait. Scott was walking home. Oh, Scott was at his dad's house.
Scott was at his dad's house.
So Mike is going to walk to Scott's house.
He's got to get ready.
Mike and for those of you who don't know where any of these people are, Scott Larson is in Wyoming, the state. Mike Robles is in the state of Sacramento.
Yeah, the state capital.
Or
technically.
county.
It's a long walk to Yellowstone from Sacramento, I can tell you that much.
It is.
It's no Yosemite, which would be a much shorter walk. But
sure.
Anyhow, so Ryan Yarborough, a lefty, like a side-arming lefty. I don't know if you remember seeing him earlier in the year for the Dodgers. He ended up with the Blue Jays, so he was on my 2 favorite teams, so I ended up seeing a lot of him. But he was the classic, they'd start a game with a closer, and then Yarborough would come in to pitch like 2-3-4, or 2-3-4-5, and they try to get as much length out of him as like a long reliever. And I wonder if Roberts hasn't shown, in this, modern, sabermetric world, that it's better to change a pitcher every inning. If you're going to do a true bullpen game, if you've got, 1 through 8 who can at least give you 1 inning with matchups, get your high leverage guys against your Machados and Tatises, your lower leverage guys against 7, 8, 9. If you manage it just, lefties against lefties, Vesia. And that's also obviously a concern for the Dodgers about Vesia coming up lame in the 8th tonight, I guess.
Did he come up lame?
He did. He called himself to be taken out of the game, and he was pretty fired up when he was in there in the 7th. So if he called for himself to get out, to be taken out in the 8th, I think either something was really wrong.
I got corrected on Twitter because I was like, "Did he not face his 3 batters?" And then some dude's like, "Oh no, if he ended an inning, he doesn't have to." So
I think that's correct.
I say, "Great, thanks." Stress is getting to me. I thought he was self-pulling himself to make way for Kopech.
No. He was
then
out there warming up.
Some other dude jumps in, some Dodger fan jumps in with, "Learn the rules."
Oh Jesus!
And so I wrote back, learn to read a thread.
Ridiculous.
And then he wrote again, "Learn the rules." And I was like, "Oh, this is going to take all night."
Yeah, this is going well.
You, Darvish, no.
Oh, you look at Darvish.
Oh, see, now you're okay.
Am I canceled?
Has the American League done?
No, they still got a game tomorrow. We've got Cleveland, Detroit at the Jake, or whatever it's called these days, the Prague, I guess they call it now. The Flo will be there from Progressive, I guess, to help make sure people are getting a fair rate on their auto insurance, and that the Jose Ramirez bandwagon is loaded up for people who want to see good baseball. But the Tigers are hanging in there. Tigers definitely had a chance to win at home in Game 4. They don't look outmatched, but it does seem unlikely they'll be able to get a touch off of Cleveland's Emmanuel Clase again. Guy hit a home run off him to win a game that just doesn't happen. He is I saw him pitch at the All-Star game here in LA a couple years ago, and was like, oh, he's like a good Kenley Jansen. He just had a big, strong body, like he's throwing like it was just impressive to watch. He was great to see.
Monster truck relievers.
Yeah, exactly. So they're probably not gonna, I saw he closed out Game 4, no problem. And we'll see on Game 5. But I wouldn't count on getting too much more off of him. So Detroit's got to get going early tomorrow. And make sure that their pitching can hold up too. Yankees look like the coast is pretty clear for them to get to the World Series one way or another. These two teams both having to throw all their best pitchers in a 5-game series, and then I don't know, Aaron Judge can't suck for that long, right? I mean, he's got to come back eventually. Just law of averages. Eventually, he's gonna start hitting balls to the moon, or at least to the upper Bronx.
Yeah, I also, speaking of Aaron Judge, let me go back to one of the other highlights for me of this week. The Padre pitching against Shohei, I thought, was the best.
Really good.
Like, Shohei got shut down. There was no threat there. Now Teoscar was good every game, I felt.
Yeah.
His at-bats were good every game. Because he comes up when there's going to be runners on. Again, Shohei's most dangerous, but it relies on 7, 8, 9. But I thought Padre pitching handled Shohei. So the thing about Aaron Judge is these, they're kind of like feast or famine kind of dudes. I think Shohei's got more tools for sure. But Shohei should walk more than he does.
That's fair.
Man, he's got listen, led the league in on base. I'm not saying he doesn't walk, but I think in this series he could have taken some ball 3s and 4s.
Sure. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think he has such great command over what he's doing up there. I mean, and I don't know that we'll ever see someone as hot as he was the last 2 weeks of the season again.
Right.
I mean, that was the most crazy baseball I've ever seen played. And what is he still like? 15 for his last 18 with runners in scoring position or something.
Yeah.
It's like what the what? So as I think your manager, Mike
Schilt.
I don't want to say it wrong. As Mike Schilt said, the key to getting him is making sure no one's on base.
Yeah.
Keep the bases clear, and you'll have a lot better success. And they did. They definitely, were able to do both of those things, have good success against Shohei, and not put him in a situation where he could do damage, which was, I think, super helpful. So overall, I think my prediction for tonight was extras. I really just felt like we were going to get extra innings even before the game started, just because we hadn't had that kind of game yet. We'd had a couple of one close one, but others were kind of lopsided. And
what was the run differential over the course of the 4 games? I was trying to put that together.
The Dodgers ended up like +3. I think they were +1 going into today. So it was not that big a difference.
Right.
These teams are very evenly matched, and in a way, it is kind of sad they had to meet in this round. I wish, not Philadelphia's also really great, so I don't know that any combination of Dodgers, Phillies, Padres in this round would have felt kind of unfair, because I think between the 3 of them, you definitely have in some combination the two best teams in the National League.
Yeah.
And you can pick any two of those three. You make a case
Right.
for each one. I mean, they
Right.
proved it over the length of the season. The Phillies had the best record in the NL for much of the year. The Dodgers did, and the
That's my
Padres
favorite thing
on fire.
Is that there's a certain person on some of our feeds who every year at this point will be posting, how do they let these inferior teams in when why do we even play 162 games? I was like, oh Christ, maybe I don't have to listen to that this week.
Yeah.
Just till the week after.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Dodgers, I tell you who is smiling right now, and that is Bud Selig. No, sorry, Rob Manfred. Rob Manfred.
Oh, sure.
Looking at, two New York teams and an LA team still eligible for the World Series. He's got to be, licking his chops, thinking about, Shohei Ohtani batting in 2 days, so get that graphic or get the Shohei Ohtani batting tomorrow graphic ready for the next game, the next AL game. All right. Well, Frankie, I really appreciate your
this was fun. Thanks for putting this all together. Thanks for letting me think that you were just going to call me after game one. And
it turned out we did 4 really good live streams.
Show. Yeah.
4 really good live streams. I think people have enjoyed it, and I see no reason why we shouldn't continue. Are you interested? Could you still talk about the National League, or are you
do I have
Padre
to?
out?
No.
You're done.
You're done. I think I'm done.
All right. Well, join in if you want to. And congratulations again.
Yeah. If something looks like it's discussable or debatable, you'll get a call from me.
Fantastic. In the meantime, I recommend you all follow this show wherever you want to. I want to give a shout out to Close Call Sports, which is a great YouTube channel that has great umpiring discussion. Both Frank and I had some offline discussion about rules plays, and once again, Frank's mastery of the rule book, complete and total. He had
I got that one right.
Locked down. No, you are. Don't sell yourself short there, pal. You are
I didn't know the pitching rule.
Well, no, but
the 3 batters.
But you have a pretty good. Well, that's like crazy recent rules. You are pretty locked on the fundamentals of baseball, and so if there's something more weird or controversial, you can check that website, or maybe I can convince you to come on and we'll talk about it. But other than that, another great baseball season for the Padres. Playoff success. At least you won a round. That's good. And got had as many home games as possible through these.
Oh, did you want me to go like landscape?
Dear, that's where we get it. The last
Did you want me to
30
go
seconds of the
landscape?
last one. You finally figured it out.
Okay.
Son of a gun.
So is this what you want? Oh, we're done.
Yeah.
Sorry,
no, you look good. And plus, wait, I didn't even get to see that you were wearing your Padre whatever.
Well, it's Friday.
Padre Rainbow.
Friday is City Connect, and I really wish we would have been home for them to wear the City Connect.
But the Dodgers did not bust out their City Connects.
Do they wear them on Friday nights at home?
No, they normally during the season. But Mackie and I were talking ahead of time because, as you well know, Mackie Campbell, world's least favorite fan of City Connects, and she's boycotting all City Connect merchandise. I would have liked to see some City Connects during the playoffs. I mean, if you're gonna sell out, don't sell out for the Strauss logo on the helmet. Sell out for something that actually could move units. No one's going to buy a helmet because it says Strauss on it, but they might buy that sweet looking San Diego jersey. Say love V. All right, give my love to Exie and the girls. And bye, Exie.
Good night.
I'm sorry the Padres lost, kind of.
Yeah,
but
very sad.
I know. All right, y'all have a great night. Colin. Love you. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Peace. And that is it for the live stream, people. Maybe we'll be back. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll find some other guests to talk to. I don't know. Do y'all enjoy this? Let me know. Drop me a line. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Leave a subscription. Who knows? And until then, congratulations, Dodgers. And we'll see you when we see you. Thanks. And scene.